This is the Roulette Master, and I am so excited today to introduce to you an incredible new roulette system called the Ultimate Single 12 System by L. Wilberg. And today we're going to put it in a head-to-head matchup with another fantastic system with 12 numbers. That's Fibonacci 12. And we're going to start with that first. And let's go ahead and place the bets. We're going to be looking for the dozen that's been the longest since it's hit. And in this case, that'll be third 12. It looks like the last one to hit was that 30 red down there. So let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. I definitely use this a lot when I'm playing, and but it's a system that you want to get up and then cash out. And we'll go over that as we go through. We're already up $20, and now it looks like we're going to be betting on first 12, the longest since it's hit, Allen those dozens with Fibonacci 12. And here we go. And don't forget, the Ultimate Single 12 System from L. Wilberg will be coming up next, and we're up 40 already. So we'll be on second 12 for 10 now. Let's go ahead and spin. So this will be the battle of the single dozen systems today. And that's a 22 black. Great start, and we're up 60 already with Fibonacci 12. We'll go ahead and bet on third 12 now. The last one to hit was the 26. Let's see if we can get a high number here. Okay, that's a low number, 12 red. So we just repeat that bet on third 12. So let's go ahead and do that and spin again. All right, here we go. That's an 11 black, and we lost that one. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to add up the two previous bets of 10 and 10, and now we'll have a $20 bet on third 12. Let's see what we get here. That's a 13 black, and that's a loss. So we're going to add up the two previous bets of 20 and 10, and we're going to have a $30 bet now on third 12. And here we go. The great thing about this system, even though we lost again on that one with the double zero, is that every time that you get the win, you're in new profit. And we're going to go ahead now and add up the two previous bets of 30 and 20. That is a $50 total bet on third 12. Let's see if we can get a high number here. And there it is. That's a 35 black. And again, once you win, you know you're in profit. We're up 90. So now we'll be on first 12, the longest since it's hit, for $10. And here we go. All right, that is a 15 black, and that's a loss, so we'll just repeat that bet of $10 on first 12, and then if we lose, we'll add 10 plus 10, and we'll have a $20 bet. And we got the win. That's a 4 black. Okay, now we're up $100, and let's go ahead and bet on third 12 for 10. We're going to test this for the full 15 minutes today so you can see any ups and downs in this system, before you use it in the casino. But when you're playing, once you get up a couple $100, cash out and declare victory. And we're gonna leave that bet at 10. And here we go. We're gonna have one more attempt at $10. That's a 20 black, and now we'll add up 10 plus 10, and we'll have a $20 bet on third 12. The last one to hit was 35 black, a ways down there. And let's see if we can get a high number. We did not. That's a 15 black. So we're going to go ahead and add up the two previous bets of 20 and 10. And now we'll have a $30 bet on third 12. All right, here we go. Let's get a high number. It almost hit the 28, but we missed it. So that's a 9 red. Now we're going to add up the two previous bets of 30 and 20. And we're going to have a $50 bet on third 12. And this system really makes profit fast. And has lots of, you have lots of chances to get that next win. We're going to add 50 plus 30 now, the two previous bets, which gets us to an $80 bet on third 12 now, and let's spin. That's a 23 red. We almost hit the 35, but we didn't get it. So we're going to add up 80 plus 50 now, the two previous bets. That gets us to a 130 total bet on third 12. And here we go. We got more attempts after this, but it'd be nice to get a win, and we got it with a 36 red. $260 win. Now we're up $160. That's awesome. So now we're back to first 12, starting back at $10. And let's get a low number right out of the gate. Not that low number. Every time I say let's get a low number, it seems to hit 0. I guess that is a low number. So let's go ahead and spin. So you got to watch out for watch what you ask for. So that's a 13 black. We almost got the 1 there, but we didn't get it. So now we're going to add up 10 plus 10, and that'll be a $20 bet on first 12 with Fibonacci 12. And then coming up, the Ultimate Single 12 System from L. Wilberg. And that is a win. So we're up $180. And we'll be on third 12 now for 10, and let's spin. And let's see, that's a 12 red. Okay, we'll just repeat that bet of $10. And you see we're up 170 even after that loss. So let's go ahead and repeat that bet. And here we go. That's an 8 black. That's another loss. So we'll add up 10 plus 10, those two previous bets. And we'll have a $20 bet on third 12. All right, here we go. That's a 33 black. That should be a win. We will take it. And now we're up $200, and you could cash out right now. We're going to keep playing for the full 15 minutes, but when you guys are playing the casino, I recommend getting up $200 and cashing out and declaring victory over the casino because you never know what's going to happen. This will probably make a lot more money, but there's no the only guarantee, and we're going to do a second bet here at $10. The only guarantee is the amount of money that you've won that you can walk with, and that's a 35 black. So we missed that one. So we'll add up the two previous bets of 10 and 10, and we'll have a $20 bet on second 12. And here we go. Let's get a second 12 hit here, and we did. That's a 14 red. Fantastic. And now we're up 220. And again, we'll probably end up making, $400 profit, and everything will be great because this is a really good system. But once you're up 200, that's when I recommend that you guarantee victory and walk with the money. So that is a loss. We'll repeat that bet and try to get a low number here that's not a 0. And we'll see if it hits 0 again when I say that. But we almost got the 11 there. But that's a 30 red, and that's a loss. So we'll add up 10 plus 10, the two previous bets, and let's spin. All right, here we go again. And I almost got the 3 there, but that was a 15 black. So now we'll add up the two previous bets of 20 and 10 for a $30 total bet. And let's get a low number that's not green. We almost got the 11 there, but we missed it. And let's go ahead and add up 30 plus 20 now. That's a $50 bet on first 12. And let's see a low number. Man, we're getting close. I almost hit the 5 there, but we missed again. So now we'll add up the two previous bets of 50 and 30 for an $80 total bet. And let's see if we can get a low number here. Maybe we'll call one here. No, we didn't. That's a 16 red. It's always fun when you can call what number it's going to be if you think it's going towards it. Let's go ahead and add up 80 plus 50 now. That's a 130 total bet on first 12. We still have plenty of chances to get it after this, but it'd be nice to get one now, and we did. That's a 4 black. You can see there weren't any other low numbers on the entire history board. That's a $260 win. Now we're up $280. So let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. That's a 14 red. Okay, that's a loss. We'll repeat that $10 bet on third 12 and spin. And here we go. That's a 10 black. Okay, that's a loss. So we will go ahead and add up 10 plus 10. Now we have a $20 bet and need a high number here. Let's see if we can get one. That's a 10 black, and we didn't get it, so let's go ahead and we'll add up 20 plus 10, which gives us a $30 bet on third 12 with Fibonacci 12. And again, coming up, make sure you stick around. The Ultimate Single 12 System from L. Wilberg is coming up, and let's add 30 plus 20, which is 50, and the last high number was a 30 red 8 spins ago. So let's see if we can get one right here. Let's get a high number. All right, fantastic. That's a 36 red. $100 win. Now we're up $310, and we'll be on second 12 for 10, and let's spin. All right, here we go. That's a 23 red. And that's another win, so we're up $330. Let's go first 12 now. And how many, let me know down in the comments, how many of you have been up over $200 in the last week and you didn't cash out? And then you ended up losing your bankroll. Let me know down in the comments because let's go ahead and repeat that $10 bet. And here we go. That's a 12 red. And then also let me know how many of you have been playing in the casino this last week and you kept playing after you made $200 profit and you made a lot more. Let's see. Let's get those in the comments as well. Let's see I bet there's a lot more people that should have stopped and lost their bankroll. That'll be interesting to see. So let's go ahead now and we'll add up 10 plus 10 for a $20 bet. The last second 12 to hit was the 23. So let's see if we can get a second 12 hit here. And here we go. And we did. That's a 24 black. Okay, we're up $370. And we'll be on third 12 for 10. Here we go. All right. That's a 36 red. Another nice win. We're up $390. And we'll be on first 12 now for 10. And let's spin. All right. That is a 20 black. And we lost that one, so we'll just repeat that $10 bet on first 12. And let's spin. That's a 16 red. That's another loss. So we'll add up the 10 plus 10, which gives us a $20 bet on first 12. And let's see a low number. The last one that hit was 7 red down there. And let's see if we can get one here. All right, that's a 5 red. That's what we wanted. Okay, $40 win. Now we're at $410. Okay, third 12 for 10, and here we go. Okay, that's a 23 red. That's a loss. So we'll add, we'll do a second $10 bet, and then if we lose that, we'll add 10 plus 10 for a 20. And here we go. Another loss, 20 black. So it's time to add 10 plus 10 for our next bet. I love Fibonacci 12 because it's so easy to figure out your next bet. All you do is add up the two previous, and there's a nice win on 35 black. Okay, $40 win. Now we're up $430, and we'll be on first 12 for 10. Okay, here we go. That's a 16 red. Okay, that's a loss. Let's go ahead and repeat that bet and spin. All right, here we go. That's an 8 black. And that's a win. So we're at $440. Okay, let's go ahead and spin on third 12 here for 10. And let's keep increasing our profits. That's a 5 red. Okay, that's a loss. Let's repeat that $10 bet on third 12. And here we go. That's a 28 black. That should be a good win. And remember, when you're playing Fibonacci 12, don't start with the bets too high. We're up $450 with $10 bets. So again, do not start with the bets too high or you'll run out of chances to get the win. And that's a 33 black. That's a loss. We'll just repeat that second 12. And the last one to hit was 16 red, about halfway down. And here we go. That's a good win. 13 black. We'll take that. $20 win. We're up $460. And we'll be on first 12 for 10. All right. Another win. Nice one on 3 red. Okay, up $480 now. Let's get ourselves over $500 profit. That would be fantastic in just a very short time here. And that's a 23 red. That's a loss. So we'll go ahead and repeat that $10 bet. Now, some people play Fibonacci 12. Instead of repeating, they immediately go from 10 to 20. But that gives you one less chance to recover. So I don't think that's a good idea. So we have 10 plus 10. Now we have a $20 bet on third 12. So here we go. That's a 12 red. That's another loss. And the last time third 12 hit was the 33 black down there. And we'll add 20 plus 10 now for a $30 bet on third 12. Here we go. And that's a loss on 20 black. So we will add up the two previous bets of 30 and 20 for 50 total. And let's see if we can get a high number here. Here we go. Maybe a, oh, that's an 11 black. That's a loss. So we're going to add up the two previous bets of 50 and 30 for 80 total on third 12. And let's see if we can get a high number here. Come on. There we go. That's a 33 black. That's what we needed. So that's funny because the last one was 33 black 9 spins ago. Look at that. We're at $520 now. And I know earlier I said, well, cash out at when you're up 200. And now we're at 500. So you might be saying, well, that's not right. But I still think you guys should cash out when you're up 200. It just guarantees that you're going to have a good day. And let's repeat that bet on second 12 and spin. And I know there's some of you probably saying, well, now you'd be up 500 if you had kept playing. And you're right. But I like to guarantee that my day is going to be good. And when I get up a good amount that I'm happy with, it's time to walk. But I don't always leave the casino. A lot of times I stick around, enjoy free drinks, go in the VIP room, get lots of free stuff. And I just love everything about casinos. And here we go. You got to take advantage of all the benefits. And that's a 2 black. Okay, we lost that one. So now we'll add up the 2 previous bets of 30 and 20 for a $50 bet. And this will be our final spin with Fibonacci 12. Okay, that's a 21 red. We'll take the win there, and we're up $550 after 15 minutes. And I hope you really enjoyed that. Now it is time for the new roulette system of the day from L. Wilberg. This is the ultimate single 12 system. I'm excited to try this one out, and let's get into it. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here to test out the incredible new ultimate single 12 system by L. Wilberg. Let's place those bets, and we're looking at the dozen that's the longest since it's hit, which in this case would be second 12. And this is what the bets are going to look like. And we're going to have some big jackpot numbers, and that's an $8 starting bet. So you can see we have a 0 balance. Let's go ahead and spin, and we're off and running. This is going to be a nice slow progression, and that's a 15 black. That's a nice $22 win to start. We're up $22 with just an $8 starting bet, and now we'll be on first 12. So let's go ahead and place those bets. And here we go. All right, let's go ahead and spin. We have an $8 total bet out there, and let's see what we get. That's a 9 red. Wow, that's another $22 win, up 44. So we'll be on third 12 now. And we're betting on the one that has been the longest since it's hit. And we're creating a bunch of jackpot numbers, 8 to be exact. And that's a 20 black. And we lost that one. This is a nice slow progression. All we're going to do is we're going to increase by $1 each time that we lose. And we can do that because we have jackpot numbers. And that's an 18 red. That would probably be too slow of a progression if we did not have jackpot numbers. But since we do, we're just going to increase by $1 on each one of these bets each time that we lose. So it would take a long time to go through your bankroll with this, which I really like. Let's see if we can get a high number, and that's a 00. So another loss there. That's okay. We'll just add another $1 to each. And again, this is not a big deal because we're only going up a unit at a time, which is $1 on each number. And now we're at $32 total bet. And that's a 34 red. And that's a $16 win. So you can see we're only up 12 now. So here's what we do now. You can see we had 4 on each. Now we're going to have 4 on each still, but we're going to switch to a different dozen. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's make sure we have 4 on each, just like we did before. And so there's our $32 bet, and now we're on first 12. So let's go ahead and spin, and let's see what we get here. That's a 10 black. That's a $16 win, but you see we're only up 28. So now we stay at 4 on each, but now we'll be on second 12. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get ourselves back to 4 on each again, which is a $32 bet. And let's spin. And once you hit a jackpot or you get a bunch of partial wins, you can reset. That's a nice $88 win there. That was a jackpot. Now we're up $116 with just an $8 starting bet, and we go back to base level. So we're going to now be on third 12. So let's go ahead and place those bets and spin with an $8 bet. Again, nice slow progression that protects your bankroll, and that's a 23 red. Okay, we lost that one, so we'll just go from $1 to $2, adding $1 to each bet with the Ultimate Single 12 System by L. Wilberg, and that's a 25 red. Okay, that's an $8 win. We're up 116. So we're just going to go ahead now, and you can see we're going to switch bets, but we're going to leave it at 2. So looks like we'll be on first 12, and we're going to have $2 on each bet. So let's go ahead and make it 2, which is our $16 bet that we had previously, and let's spin. That's a 15 black, and that's a loss, but It's really nice that all we have to do on a loss is just add $1 to each, and that really doesn't raise the bets that much. So let's go ahead and do that and spin. And here we go. That's a 35 black, and we lost again. But again, all we have to do is add $1 to each. And the last low number we had was the 10 black. So let's see if we can get a low number that's not green. And let's spin. We're currently at a $32 total bet with the ultimate single 12 roulette system. That's a 4 black. And that's a $16 win. We're up 92. So we just go ahead and we take that $32 bet somewhere else. So now we'll be on second 12. Let's go ahead and get that bet back up to 32 where we were. And that's $4 on each. And let's spin. Here we go. Let's get a second 12 hit. We almost got the 16 red. That's a 33 black though. So we lost that one. So all we have to do is add $1 to each. And I like this really slow progression. I think this is great. So, and all we have to do is just be patient and get some partial wins in a row or get one jackpot number, and that's a 32 red. Okay, that's a loss. Let's go ahead and add $1 to each again. Again, though, doesn't really add too much to our bankroll. To our bets. And so the first system of the day was $2,000 bankroll, the Fibonacci 12. This one you could definitely do for $1,000, but we'll go ahead and keep this one at $2,000 to match the other one today. But let's go ahead. But I think $1,000 would be sufficient on this one. Okay, let's go ahead and increase that and spin. And here we go. That's a 30 red, and that's a loss. Again, though, all we do is add $1 to each, and we be patient. So let's be patient. All we have to do is wait for a jackpot or get a few wins in a row with the partials. But the odds are we're going to reset with a jackpot. And that's a 1 red. And that's a loss. So we're going to increase by $1 again. Just like that. And spin, and we'll check our balance after this spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 22 black. So that's another win, but not a jackpot. We're at minus 112. So we take that $72 bet somewhere else, which would be third 12. Okay, so we're going to go to that $72 bet. So let's get it back up there. And let's see. There we go. That's 9 on each, and let's spin. Okay, here we go. Let's get a high number. Hit that 28. Oh, man, that was close. We hit the 0. So let's add 1 to each again. Let's go ahead and do that, and remain patient because sometimes you're going to go a while without hitting a single 12. But what this system does is it keeps you in the game until that happens by having a really slow progression, and that's a 5 red. Okay, we lost again, so you can see now we're minus 264. Let's go ahead and increase again. And we're at $88 total bet, but we're on a single 12, so a jackpot win is going to pay a lot. And we just missed the 34 red, unfortunately. But all we have to do is increase by 1 again. So let's do that. Okay, now we're at minus 352 out of the $2,000 bankroll. And let's spin. Let's get a high number. 30 would be good. Oh, I can see that one coming. I love when you call it like that. And that's a $264 win. But you can see we're still not in session profit because we went so long without winning. But it did keep us, keep us in the game. If we had gone that long without this progression, we could have lost our bankroll much earlier with a more aggressive system. So now we're going to move that $96 bet somewhere else. And that somewhere else would be first 12. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get that up to 96. And here we go. Okay, we're almost there. That's 12 each. And let's spin. And a low number would be fantastic right now. And look at that. That's a 4 black. Unfortunately, it's just a $48 win, which means we're not in profit yet. But we're going to move that $96 bet now to second 12. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So we'll get those to 12 each. Here we go. And we can either get a jackpot win or some partial wins together. But we're still at that same bet, and we're just being patient. Here we go. That's a 19 red. Another partial win. We'll take $48, and we're up 8. So we're going to move that $96 bet now to third 12. And a jackpot's going to be huge now. And we have plenty of bankroll. So let's go ahead and just get this back up to 12 each. And usually you don't get this high with the bets, but it can happen. But the cool thing is if you were playing a single 12 system that was more aggressive, you probably would have lost your bankroll by now. But we're still in the game here, and actually we're going to be just fine, I think. So that's a 34 red. I think that's another partial win, but we'll take another $48. Now we're at $56. And let's go ahead now, and we'll put our $96 bet on first 12. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. And once we hit a jackpot, it's going to catapult us into major profits. All right, so let's be patient, and I think you guys will see a good return here. But we'll find out. Let's see what happens. Let's get these to 12. And again, if we lose again, we'll just add $1 to each. Okay, let's spend $96 on first 12. And here we go. Let's get a low number that's not green. That's a 13 black, and we didn't get that one. So we'll just increase by $1 on each again. And here we go. And again, a jackpot on the 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, or 12 is going to be huge. Okay, let's make sure those are right. They are. Those are 13 each, 104 total bet. And let's see a low number. Here we go. That's a high number, 28 black. But we just increase again. So we're at minus 144 out of that $2,000 bankroll. Let's go ahead and increase again. We're going to be patient. And let's hope that we get a jackpot. But, you know, some partial wins would be good too. Here we go. That's a 25. We missed some low numbers there. 112 loss. We're minus 256 out of the $2,000 bankroll. Let's go ahead and increase. And the benefit to Fibonacci 12 is when you get the win, you're always back in profit. The benefit to this would be if you got on a bad run with Fibonacci 12, you could lose your bankroll early. This one's going to take a lot longer for that to happen. But we are at minus 376 now, so let's increase again. And we'd love to get one of those 8 jackpot numbers. All right, let's go ahead and get one. We're at 128 total bet now, and let's spin. Hit the 9. Oh my God, I called another one there. I could see that one going in there. And that's a $352 win. We're minus 24. And we're at 128 bet now. So now we're going to be on third 12. We're still not in session profit. But at least we're only down $24 now. Let's go ahead and increase those. And we'll do 112 instead of 128. I think that's enough since we're almost back to even. One jackpot win now is going to be huge. So let's just get it and get ourselves back on track. That's a 21 red, and that's a loss. So let's just go ahead and increase again. And we're at minus 136. So let's do that. And here we go. Okay, we're at 120 total bet now. Let's see a high number. Come on, we're being patient. And there we go. That's a 36 red, guys. That's a $330 win. Now we're up $194. And now we can go back to base level. And for a while there, we were just cruising at low amounts. It did get high for a little bit, but we never got in jeopardy with our bankroll. And we're up $194. So let's go back to first 12 now. And here we go. And let's spin. All right. That's a 17 black, and that's a loss. And we'll just increase that by $1. And again, the benefit of this system is if you go on a really bad run, you're not going to lose your bankroll. However, the benefit of the first system of the day, which is Fibonacci 12, is that it recovers every time you win. So you have to decide which one's best for you. We're up $194, and we'll be on third 12 now. And remember earlier I said, when you get up a couple $100 with Fibonacci 12, definitely cash out. Any of these systems, if you make a couple $100, go ahead and cash out and declare victory for the day. And if you want to go to theroulettemaster.com, you can get one of those cash out shirts that say cash out on the front and declare victory on the back. They help remind me when I'm in Las Vegas to cash out and move on to the next thing. And let's see here. We lost that one. We'll add $1 to each. And if I run into you in Vegas in a couple weeks, actually it's 1 week. We're leaving next Thursday. So if I run into you in Vegas, I'll probably definitely have that cash out shirt on. So look for me, and we'll be at Resorts World, and we'll also be downtown some as well. So let's go ahead and we'll increase again. And that's because I'm bringing the family. We're doing some golfing and some other stuff too. The next trip after that is going to be all adults at Circa, which will be awesome. But every trip is awesome. And actually, time just expired right there. So after 15 minutes, we made $146 profit with the Ultimate Single 12 System by L. Wilberg. Thank you for sending this one in. Thank you to everyone that's been sending the fantastic systems in lately. You guys are awesome. If you're enjoying the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.